My chosen one, pause for a moment, because what I am about to reveal will change the way you see that moment forever. That thing you overheard, those words that seemed to slip into your ears by chance, it was not an accident. It was not random. And it was certainly not meaningless. That moment was orchestrated with precision, guided by divine hands, and witnessed by Archangel Michael himself. You may have tried to brush it off. You may have told yourself, I wasn't supposed to hear that. But listen carefully. Yes, you were. Out of all the places you could have been, out of all the conversations happening in that exact moment, your spirit was led there. Not your feet, not your thoughts, but your spirit. Because there was something hidden within those words that your soul needed to receive. And here's the part that may shake you. That message was never truly meant for the people speaking. It was meant for you. They were simply vessels in a moment that had already been written into your path. What you heard was not just information, it was revelation. It was a key being placed into your hands, unlocking something you were not supposed to remain blind to any longer. Think back to that exact second. The tone of the voices, the specific words, the sudden stillness or tension you felt. It lingered, didn't it? It stayed with you longer than it should have. That was not coincidence. That was confirmation. Your spirit recognized something before your mind could even process it. A quiet alarm went off inside you, a whisper that said, "Pay attention, this matters." You are not imagining things. You are not overthinking. You are awakening. There are moments in life when heaven interrupts the ordinary to deliver something extraordinary. This was one of those moments. And Archangel Michael is stepping forward now to make it clear. You were meant to hear it because something hidden is being brought into the light. Something that could have remained concealed but didn't, because you are being protected. Do you understand what this means? It means you are not walking through life blindly. It means you are being guided, even in ways that feel strange or unexpected. That overheard conversation was not just sound, it was strategy. A divine interception placed exactly where you would catch it, exactly when you needed it. And here is the deeper truth: this is only the beginning. What you heard is just the surface. Beneath those words lies something much bigger, something that is about to unfold in ways you cannot yet fully see. But your awareness hath been activated. Your eyes are beginning to open. Stay with this feeling. Don't dismiss it. Because what seemed like a simple moment is actually a doorway. And you have just stepped through it. Beloved soul, what you experienced was not just a moment. It was a manifestation of a deeper spiritual law that governs everything around you. In the physical world, people call it coincidence. They say things like wrong place, wrong time, or just happened to overhear it. But in the spiritual realm, there is no such thing as coincidence. There is only alignment, orchestration, and divine timing. And what you stepped into was a perfect alignment crafted with intention. Understand this clearly. Every encounter, every word, every unexpected interruption carries the potential to be a message. But not everyone is positioned to receive it. You were. That is why you heard it. That is why it reached you in a way it did not reach others. Archangel Michael is revealing to you now that your life is being guided through moments like these, moments that appear ordinary on the surface, but are charged with spiritual significance beneath. There is a law in the unseen realm that works quietly yet powerfully. It is the law of divine placement. This law ensures that when something needs to reach you, whether it is a warning, a truth, or a revelation, you will be positioned to receive it, even if it comes through unexpected channels. You may not have planned to be there. You may not have intended to listen. But your spirit was already aligned with that moment long before your body arrived. Think about how precise it had to be. The timing, the location, the exact words spoken at the exact second your attention shifted. This was not randomness. It was synchronization. A divine arrangement that could not be delayed or missed. Because what was embedded in that moment was necessary for your next step, your next decision, and your protection. Many people move through life ignoring these moments. They hear things and dismiss them. They feel something stirring inside but silence it with logic or doubt. But you paused it. Even if only for a second, you felt it. That is what separates you. That is why this message is reaching you now. Your spirit is sensitive to truth, even when it arrives disguised as an accident. And here is where it becomes even more profound. The universe, under divine authority, uses whatever is available to deliver what is needed. Conversations, strangers, passing comments, even whispers not meant for you. These become instruments. Not because they are special, but because you are positioned to receive. You are the one being guided. You are the one being protected. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that nothing about your journey is left to chance. Even the moments that confuse you are part of a larger design. What you overheard was not just about information. It was about alignment. It was about placing you in awareness before something unfolds further. This is how divine protection often works. It does not always come as a loud warning or a dramatic sign. Sometimes, it comes quietly, almost unnoticed, slipping into your awareness through something as simple as overheard words. But its impact is powerful because it prepares you. It alerts you. It shifts your perception before reality fully reveals itself. You are being trained, in a sense, to recognize these moments, to trust that inner nudge, to understand that when something lingers in your spirit, it is not without purpose. There is a reason it stayed with you. There is a reason it keeps returning to your thoughts. And now that you know this truth, you cannot unknow it. You cannot go back to seeing life as random or disconnected. You are stepping into a higher awareness, where every moment carries meaning and every detail can be a message. So do not ignore what you heard. Do not minimize it, because it was delivered through a law that does not make mistakes. And if it reached you, it was meant for you. Listen closely, because this is where everything begins to make sense in a deeper way. The reason that moment stayed with you, the reason it echoed in your thoughts long after it passed, is because your spirit recognized it before your mind could explain it. There was a reaction inside you that logic could not immediately justify. That feeling was not confusion. It was recognition. You see, your mind operates on evidence, reasoning, and what is visible. But your spirit operates on truth. It does not need full explanations to know when something is real. It does not wait for proof to sense alignment or danger. The moment you overheard those words, something within you shifted instantly. That was your spirit responding to a frequency your mind had not yet translated. Archangel Michael is revealing to you now that this inner reaction is not something to dismiss. It is one of the most powerful tools you have been given. It is your internal compass, designed to guide you through situations where clarity is not immediately visible. And in that moment, your spirit was telling you something important. This matters. Pay attention. Have you noticed how quickly the feeling came? It didn't ask for permission. It didn't wait for you to analyze the situation. It simply appeared, strong, undeniable, and persistent. That is because your spirit exists beyond time in the way your mind understands it. It can sense what is unfolding before it fully happens. It can detect truth even when it is hidden behind ordinary words. What you experienced was not overthinking. It was not imagination. It was activation. There are people who would have heard the same words and felt nothing. They would have moved on without a second thought. What you didn't. You paused, even if only internally. Something held your attention. Something told you, don't ignore this. That difference is not accidental. It means your awareness is expanding. It means you are becoming more aligned with the truth that is trying to reach you. Sometimes the mind resists what the spirit already knows. It tries to rationalize, to downplay, to create alternative explanations that feel safer or more comfortable. You may have found yourself doing this, telling yourself it wasn't a big deal, or that you misunderstood. But even as those thoughts appeared, the feeling didn't leave, did it? It's staying. Quiet, but persistent. That persistence is your spirit refusing to be silenced. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this is how divine guidance often begins. Not with loud declarations, but with subtle inner knowing. A feeling that doesn't quite fit into words yet, but refuses to disappear. It is the first layer of revelation, and it is meant to draw you deeper into awareness. There is also a reason your mind did not fully understand it right away. If everything were revealed at once, it could overwhelm you or cause you to react too quickly. Instead, you are being led step by step. First the feeling, then the understanding, then the clarity. Each layer builds upon the other, preparing you for what comes next. This is why it is so important not to ignore your initial reaction. At first response is often the purest form of truth you will receive. It is unfiltered, untouched by doubt or external influence. It is your direct connection to divine insight. So what you felt in that moment, that pause, that shift, that quiet intensity, it was not random. It was your spirit recognizing something your mind is only now beginning to understand. And as you continue to reflect on it, more will be revealed. Do not rush the process. Do not force answers. Just stay open. Because what began as a feeling is about to become something much clearer, something much more undeniable. Type "I trust my inner knowing" in the comments if this message is resonating with your spirit. Blessing code 369 is now activated. And as this truth settles within you, understand this. When you help messages like this reach others, you become part of a greater divine movement. There are souls out there waiting for confirmation, just like you were. When you give, you are not supporting a channel. You are opening a pathway for light to reach someone who is still in darkness. The word says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you." And this is not just a verse. It is a living promise being fulfilled through you. If you feel called in your heart, act on it now. Sow into this mission through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description and QR code. This is your moment to respond, your moment to align with what is being released. And as you give, may doors open for you in ways you did not expect, and may clarity, protection, and peace multiply in your life. There is something deeper you must now understand, something that may completely shift how you interpret what happened. Those words you overheard, that conversation, you were never meant to be part of it, was never truly intended for the people speaking. It only appeared that way on the surface. But in the spiritual realm, the true recipient was always you. This is where divine redirection comes into play. What looks like a private exchange between others can be used as a delivery system for a message meant for someone else entirely. In this case, that someone is you. The individuals involved were simply present in the moment, but they were not the destination of the message, they were the channel. Archangel Michael is revealing that this was a deliberate act of spiritual placement. The words were released in that space, at the time, because you were there to receive them. It may feel unsettling to realize this, but it is also deeply powerful. It means you are being guided with precision, even through situations that seem unrelated to you. Think about it carefully. If that message were truly meant only for them, you would not have heard it. Something would have interrupted your presence. Your attention would have been elsewhere. But instead, everything aligned perfectly so that you would catch it, clearly enough to understand, but subtly enough to make you question it. The balance is intentional. It invites you to lean in, to seek deeper meaning. And here is the truth that may be difficult to accept at first. What you heard carries significance specifically for your life, your path, and your current situation. It is not just random information about others. It is insight, revelation, and possibly even protection being handed to you in a form you did not expect. This is how divine messages often operate. They bypass resistance. If the truth were delivered to you directly, you might reject it, question it, or feel overwhelmed by it. But when it arrives indirectly, through something you just happened to hear, it enters your awareness in a way that is more open, more reflective. It plants a seed rather than forcing a conclusion. That seed is now within you. You may find yourself replaying the words, analyzing the tone, wondering why it affected you so strongly. That is because your spirit knows there is more beneath the surface. There is a connection between what you heard and something unfolding in your own life. It may not be obvious yet, but it is there, waiting to be uncovered. Archangel Michael is guiding you to look beyond the literal meaning of what was said. Do not focus only on the people involved. Instead, ask yourself, what does this reveal? What truth is being shown to me? What pattern is being exposed? Because sometimes, a message is not about the exact situation you witnessed. It is about what it reflects. It may be showing you the true nature of someone connected to you. It may be revealing a hidden dynamic you were unaware of. Or it may be preparing you for something that has not yet come into full view. This is why it was not meant for them. They spoke the words, but they were not the ones being awakened by them. Your awareness is expanding through this moment, and that expansion is intentional. It is part of your growth, your protection, and your alignment with truth. Do not underestimate the importance of this realization. When you begin to understand that messages can come through unexpected channels, you become more attentive, more discerning, more connected to the guidance surrounding you. You begin to see beyond appearances and recognize the deeper flow of meaning in your life. And now, you are standing at the edge of that understanding. What you overheard was not random conversation. It was a mirror, a signal, and doorway into something greater. And as you continue forward, more will begin to unfold, layer by layer, truth by truth. Stay aware. Stay open. Because what was delivered to you in that moment is only the beginning of what is about to be revealed. There is a reason your spirit would not let that moment go. There is a reason those words echoed in your mind long after they were spoken. It is because what you heard did not just carry meaning, it carried a warning. Not a loud, obvious alarm, but a subtle, deeply embedded signal meant to awaken your awareness before something unfolds further. You may not have recognized it immediately. At first, it may have felt like simple curiosity or even confusion. But beneath that surface reaction, something deeper was stirring. That stirring was your spirit responding to a hidden truth, one that was not meant to remain concealed from you any longer. Archangel Michael is making this clear to you now. When a warning is sent from the spiritual realm, it does not always arrive in a direct or dramatic way. Sometimes, it comes quietly, almost disguised, so that only those who are spiritually attentive will recognize its importance. And you recognized it, even if you did not fully understand it at the time. What you overheard may have revealed more than just words. It may have exposed intention, character, or a hidden dynamic that you were not supposed to ignore. There may have been a tone, a choice of words, or even a certain energy in that conversation that did not sit right with you. That discomfort was not random. It was your inner guidance system alerting you. This is how protection often begins. Not with immediate action, but with awareness. Before anything changes externally, something shifts internally. You begin to see differently. You begin to question what once felt certain. And that shift is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create clarity. There is something important you need to understand. Warnings are not given to harm you. They are given to prepare you. They are given so that you are not caught off guard, so that you are not left in the dark when the truth begins to reveal itself more fully. Think about what you heard again. Was there something that hinted at dishonesty? Something that suggested hidden motives? Or perhaps something that simply did not align with what you believed to be true? That is where the message lies. It is not always in the obvious meaning of the words, but in what they reveal beneath the surface. Archangel Michael is urging you not to ignore these signs, because ignoring them does not make them disappear. It only delays your understanding. And the sooner you understand, the better prepared you will be for what comes next. This does not mean you need to react immediately or confront anyone. Not yet. This stage is about observation. It is about allowing yourself to see clearly without forcing conclusions. Let the truth unfold naturally, but remain aware. Remain attentive to what is being shown to you. There is also a reason this warning came in this specific way. If it had been revealed too directly, it might have caused emotional overwhelm or resistance. But by arriving through something you overheard, it gave you space. Space to reflect. Space to process. Space to come to your own understanding. And now, that understanding is beginning to form. You may start noticing patterns you did not see before. You may begin to connect dots that once felt unrelated. This is not coincidence. It is clarity emerging. It is the result of a message that was planted within you at the exact right moment. Do not rush to dismiss what you felt. Do not convince yourself it was nothing. Because it was something. It was significant enough to reach you, to stay with you, and to bring you to this moment of realization. You are being protected, even if it does not yet fully feel that way. And sometimes, protection begins with a simple truth being revealed at the right time, in the right way. So stay aware, stay grounded, and most importantly, stay honest with what your spirit is showing you. Because that warning you received, it may be the very thing that guides you away from something you were never meant to walk into. There is a shift happening now, and it may feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary. What you overheard was not just about words, it was about revelation. And at the center of that revelation is a person. Someone you may already know. Someone you may trust. Or someone you never thought to question. But the truth is beginning to surface, and it is asking you to see beyond appearances. What you heard was not information. It was exposure, a glimpse behind a mask that hath been carefully maintained. And even if it was subtle, even if it was only a small detail, it carried enough truth to disrupt the image you once held. A disruption is not meant to confuse you. It is meant to awaken you. Archangel Michael is revealing that not everyone is as they present themselves to be. Some people operate behind layers, showing one version of themselves while hiding another. This does not always come from evil intent. It can come from insecurity, fear, or hidden motives. But regardless of the source, it creates a distortion of truth. And you were never meant to stay blind to that distortion. Think carefully about the person connected to what you heard. Not just what was said, but how it was said. The tone, the energy, the intention behind the words. Did something feel off? Did it contradict what you previously believed about them? That is where the truth is beginning to reveal itself. You may feel resistance right now. A part of you may want to defend them, to explain it away, to hold on to the version of them that feels comfortable and familiar. That is natural. The mind often resists change, especially when it involves people we have trusted or relied on. But your spirit is not bound by that comfort. Your spirit seeks truth, even when it is inconvenient. And here is what you must understand. Seeing someone clearly does not mean you must immediately reject them or remove them from your life. It means you must adjust your awareness. It means you must stop ignoring the signs that are now being revealed to you. Archangel Michael is not asking you to act in haste. This is not about confrontation or judgment. This is about clarity. It is about allowing yourself to see what is real, not just what is presented. Sometimes, people reveal themselves in small moments, in unguarded conversations, in things they think no one important is hearing. And in this case, they did not realize that you were the one meant to hear it. They did not know that their words would become a mirror reflecting their true nature to someone who needed to see it. That is why this moment matters so deeply. Because once truth is revealed, it cannot be unseen. You may try to return to how things were before, to interact with them in the same way, but something within you will have changed. You will notice things you didn't notice before. You will feel things you didn't feel before. And that awareness is not a burden. It is protection. There is also a deeper layer to this. Sometimes, the people we are meant to learn from are not always meant to stay in the same role in our lives. They may have served a purpose at one point, but as truth is revealed, that purpose shifts. Your relationship with them may need to evolve, not out of anger, but out of understanding. Pay attention to how you feel when you think about them now. There may be a subtle shift, a sense of distance, caution, or even clarity that was not there before. That feeling is guiding you. It is helping you recalibrate your connection with them in a way that aligns with truth rather than illusion. Archangel Michael is standing with you in this moment of realization, not to create fear, but to ensure that you are not misled. Because being aware of who someone truly is allows you to move wisely. It allows you to protect your energy, your decisions, and your path forward. So do not ignore what has been shown to you. Do not force yourself to remain in blindness just to preserve comfort. Because what you overheard was not just about a moment. It was about a revelation that is now unfolding within you. And as this truth becomes clearer, you will begin to understand why you were meant to hear it and why it could not have been revealed to you any other way. There is a timing to everything, a rhythm that cannot be rushed or delayed, and what you are experiencing right now is perfectly aligned with that divine timing. You may wonder why this truth did not come to you sooner, why you were allowed to move forward without seeing this before. But the answer is simple, and yet profound. You were not ready then in the way you are ready now. Growth is not instant. Awareness unfolds layer by layer, moment by moment. There were things you needed to experience first, lessons you needed to walk through, strength you needed to build within yourself, before this revelation could reach you without breaking your peace. And now, you have reached a point where you can see clearly without losing your balance. Archangel Michael is revealing that divine timing is not about delay. It is about preparation. If you had received this insight earlier, You might have reacted emotionally rather than wisely. You might have misunderstood it, dismissed it, or allowed it to create unnecessary chaos in your life. But now, something within you has shifted. You are more grounded, more aware, more capable of handling truth without fear. Think back to who you were even a short time ago. The way you processed situations, the way you trusted others, the way you interpreted signs. Compare that to how you feel now. There is a difference, even if it is subtle. There is a deeper sense of awareness within you, a stronger connection to your intuition. That change is what made this moment possible. This is why the revelation came when it did. Not a moment too early, not a moment too late. Exactly when you were able to receive it in the way it was meant to be received. There is also something else at play here. Timing is not only about your readiness, it is also about what is unfolding around you. Certain truths are revealed when they are most relevant, when they have the greatest impact on your path forward. What you overheard is not just connected to the past or the present. It is connected to what is coming next. Archangel Michael is guiding you into a new phase, one where clarity becomes essential. Decisions you are about to make, directions you are about to take, relationships you are about to navigate, all of these require a higher level of awareness. And that awareness could not be built without this revelation. If you had remained unaware, you might have continued in a direction that was not aligned with your highest good. You might have placed trust where it was not deserved. You might have overlooked something important. But now, that path is shifting. Not because something is being taken away from you, but because something better is being prepared for you. And preparation requires truth. You may feel a mix of emotions as this settles within you. There may be clarity, but also discomfort. There may be understanding, but also questions. That is part of the process. Awakening to truth is not always easy, but it is always necessary. It realigns you with what is real, what is honest, and what is meant for you. Do not rush through this moment. Allow yourself to sit with what you have learned. Reflect on it, not with fear but with awareness. Let it guide you gently into your next steps rather than forcing immediate action. Archangel Michael wants you to trust that this timing is intentional. Even if you do not yet see the full picture, even if parts of it still feel unclear, know that you are exactly where you need to be. Nothing has been missed. Nothing hath been overlooked. Everything is unfolding as it should. And as you continue forward, you will begin to see why this moment had to happen now. Why this truth had to reach you at this exact point in your journey. Why everything before this was leading up to this realization. Because this is not just about understanding what you overheard. This is about stepping into a new level of awareness, one that will guide you, protect you, and prepare you for what is about to unfold next. There is more happening around you than what your eyes can see, and this is where the truth becomes even deeper. What you overheard was not just a moment of revelation. It was the result of a spiritual battle that has been unfolding behind the scenes. A battle between what is meant to remain hidden and what must be brought into the light. You may not have realized it at the time, but there were forces working to keep that information from reaching you. There were layers of silence, distraction, and misdirection that could have easily blocked that moment from ever happening. But they failed. And the reason they failed is because divine protection overruled everything else. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian in moments like these, ensuring that truth is not buried when it is meant to be revealed. What you heard broke through resistance. It crossed barriers that were never meant to stop you, but were placed to delay your awareness. Yet even those barriers could not hold back what was divinely assigned to reach you. This is why the moment felt so specific, so intentional, almost as if time paused for a second, because in that instant, something shifted in the unseen realm. What was hidden lost its grip, and what was meant for you found its way into your awareness. Understand this clearly. Whenever truth begins to surface, there is always resistance. Not everything around you operates in alignment with clarity and honesty. There are energies that thrive in secrecy, in confusion, in keeping things just out of reach. But when you are under divine protection, those forces do not have the final say. What happened was not just you overhearing a conversation. It was truth breaking through interference. Think about how easily you could have missed it. A small distraction, a slight delay, a different path, and that moment would have passed without you ever knowing. But none of that happened. You were there. You heard it, and it stayed with you. That is not chance. That is intervention. Archangel Michael is revealing that you are being actively protected in ways you do not always recognize. This protection does not always remove challenges from your life, but it ensures that you are not left unaware within them. It ensures that when something important needs to reach you, it does, no matter what stands in the way. This also explains why the truth came in the way it did. A direct revelation might have been blocked or resisted more strongly. But by coming through something you overheard, it bypassed those layers. It slipped through unnoticed by anything that would try to suppress it, reaching you in a way that could not be stopped. There is a power in subtlety. A quiet message can sometimes carry more force than a loud one, because it moves without resistance. And that is exactly what happened in your situation. The truth moved quietly, but it moved with purpose. And now, it is taking root within you. You may begin to sense that there is more happening beneath the surface of your life right now. A feeling that things are shifting, even if you cannot fully explain how. That feeling is not imagination. It is awareness. You are becoming more attuned to the unseen influences that shape your experiences. But do not let this awareness create fear within you, because the same forces that allowed that truth to reach you are also protecting you moving forward. You are not navigating this alone. You are being guided, shielded, and supported in ways that go beyond what you can currently see. Archangel Michael is reminding you that no matter what tries to hide from you, what is meant for you will always find its way. No deception can remain hidden forever when it is time for you to see clearly. So take comfort in this truth. What was revealed to you was not a random occurrence. It was a victory. A moment where truth overcame concealment, where clarity broke through confusion. Type "I walk in divine protection" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 888 is now activated. And as you stand in this awareness, know that your response matters. When you choose to support messages like this, you become part of the light that breaks through darkness for others. This is not about giving to a channel. It is about sowing into a movement that carries truth to those who are still searching. The word speaks. Whoever sows generously will also reap generously, and this is your moment to act on that living promise. If your spirit is stirred right now, do not ignore it. Move in alignment. Release your seed through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description and QR code. As you do, may your life be covered with clarity, your path strengthened with protection, and your future opened with divine favor. Now that this truth has reached you, now that your awareness has been awakened, there is a question that naturally follows. What should you do next? Because a revelation without response can leave you in the same place, but a revelation followed by wise action can completely transform your path. The first thing you must understand is this. You are not being asked to react impulsively. You are being guided to respond with awareness. There is a difference. Action comes from emotion. often right and unrounded. The response comes from clarity, patience, and inner alignment. And right now, clarity is what you are being called into. Archangel Michael is instructing you to pause before making any external moves. This moment is not about confrontation or immediate decisions. It is about internal positioning. You must first align yourself with what you now know, allowing it to settle within you without forcing an outcome too quickly. Start by observing. Pay closer attention to the person, the situation, and the environment connected to what you overheard. Watch without judgment but with awareness. You are not looking to confirm fear. You are allowing truth to reveal itself more fully. There is a difference between suspicion and discernment, and you are being guided into discernment. As you observe, you may begin to notice patterns that were previously invisible to you. Small details that once seemed insignificant may now stand out clearly. Conversations may carry a different tone. Actions may reveal deeper intentions. This is not coincidence. This is clarity unfolding in real time. But alongside observation, there is something equally important: boundaries. You are now aware of something that changes how you should engage moving forward. That does not mean cutting people off instantly, but it does mean adjusting how much access they have to your energy, your thoughts, and your plans. Not everyone is meant to have full access to you, especially when truth has revealed that caution is necessary. Archangel Michael is guiding you to protect your space without creating unnecessary conflict. You can be kind without being open. You can be respectful without being vulnerable in the same way you were before. This is not about becoming distant. It is about becoming wise. Another step you must take is to trust your inner voice more than ever before. The same intuition that reacted when you overheard those words is the same intuition that will guide your next decisions. Do not override it with doubt or second-guessing. If something feels off, acknowledge it. If something feels aligned, move with it. There is also a need for emotional balance during this time. What you have realized may stir feelings, confusion, disappointment, even a sense of betrayal. Allow those emotions to exist, but do not let them control your actions. Your strength lies in your ability to remain grounded while processing what you now understand. You are being elevated into a higher level of awareness, and with it comes responsibility. The responsibility to act with wisdom rather than impulse. The responsibility to choose clarity over comfort. The responsibility to honor what has been revealed to you. Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are not alone in this process. You are being guided step by step. You do not need to have all the answers immediately. You only need to take the next right step with awareness and trust. And sometimes, the next right step is simply to be still. Still enough to listen. Still enough to observe. Still enough to allow everything to unfold without forcing it. Because when you move too quickly, you may miss details that are still being revealed. But when you move with patience, everything becomes clearer in its own time. This moment is not the end of the revelation. It is the beginning of your response to it. So take a breath. Center yourself. Trust what you have felt and what you now know. And move forward, not with fear, but with quiet confidence. Because you have been shown something for a reason, and how you respond to it will shape everything that comes next. There is a powerful shift waiting for you on the other side of obedience. Not obedience out of fear, but obedience rooted in awareness, an alignment with the truth that has already been revealed to you. Because once truth enters your life, it begins to reshape everything around you, but only if you allow it to guide your actions. Right now, you are standing at a turning point. You can choose to ignore what you heard, to push it aside and continue as if nothing has changed. Or you can choose to honor it, to let it inform your decisions and gently redirect your path. And if you choose the second path, something remarkable begins to happen. Clarity will increase. The confusion that may have lingered before will begin to dissolve. Situations that once felt uncertain will start to make sense. You will begin to see connections that were previously hidden, and your understanding of people and circumstances will deepen. This is not because everything suddenly becomes simple, but because you are now seeing through a clearer lens. Archangel Michael is guiding you toward this clarity, not to overwhelm you, but to strengthen you. Because clarity is power. It allows you to make decisions that are aligned with truth rather than illusion. Along with clarity, there will be a shift in your energy. You may notice that you feel less drained in situations that once exhausted you. You may find yourself naturally pulling away from environments or conversations that no longer resonate with you. This is not something you have to force. It happens as a result of alignment. When you begin to walk in truth, your energy no longer matches what is false or hidden. The shift can feel subtle at first, but over time, it becomes undeniable. You will start to feel lighter, more centered, more in control of your emotional space, and that sense of stability will guide you forward with confidence. There is also a shift in your relationships. Not everyone will remain in the same position in your life once truth is acknowledged. Some connections may naturally distance themselves. Others may reveal deeper layers, either strengthening or weakening the bond you once had. This is not something to fear. It is a necessary realignment. Archangel Michael is ensuring that your connections reflect truth, not illusion. And sometimes, that means allowing certain dynamics to change, not out of loss but out of growth. As this shift continues, you will also notice an increase in your inner strength. Situations that might have once shaken you will no longer have the same effect. You will respond differently, with more awareness and less emotional reaction. This does not mean you become distant or detached. It means you become grounded. You begin to operate from a place of understanding rather than uncertainty. And with that strength comes a sense of peace. Not the kind of peace that ignores reality, but the kind that exists because you are aligned with it. Even if everything around you has not fully changed yet, you will feel a deeper sense of stability within yourself. That is the result of walking in truth. Archangel Michael is leading you into this state of alignment step by step. You do not need to force the shift. It will unfold naturally as you continue to honor what had been revealed to you. But there is one more thing you must understand. This shift is not just about protection. It is also about preparation. By aligning with this message, you are positioning yourself for something greater. Opportunities that require clarity, relationships that require honesty, decisions that require discernment. All of these are ahead of you. And without this awareness, you might not have been ready for them. And now, you are becoming ready. So do not resist this process. Do not cling to what feels familiar if it no longer aligns with truth. Because what is ahead of you requires a new level of awareness, a new level of strength, and a new level of clarity. And that is exactly what is being built within you right now. Trust the shift. Trust the process. And most importantly, trust that what is unfolding is leading you towards something far greater than what you are leaving behind. There is something you must face with honesty now, something that cannot be softened or avoided. When truth is revealed and then ignored, it does not disappear. It lingers, it repeats, and eventually, it becomes a lesson that grows heavier with time. What you overheard was not given to you lightly, and choosing to overlook it carries consequences that reach deeper than you may expect. You may feel tempted to dismiss it, to convince yourself that it was nothing, that you misunderstood, or that it is easier to continue as things were before. That temptation is real, and it comes from a desire for comfort, because acknowledging truth often requires change, and change can feel uncertain. But comfort built on ignorance is fragile, and eventually, it breaks. Archangel Michael is warning you now, not to create fear, but to bring clarity. Ignoring what has been revealed to you does not protect you. It delays your protection. It keeps you in a position where you may continue to trust what should be questioned, or remain unaware of what is already beginning to unfold. If you choose to ignore this message, you may find yourself facing the same realization again, but in a more direct and possibly more painful way. What was once a quiet warning may become a loud confirmation. What was once subtle may become undeniable. And by that point, the situation may be harder to navigate because the opportunity to prepare was not taken. There is also an emotional consequence. When your spirit recognizes truth and your mind chooses to suppress it, it creates inner conflict. A quiet tension begins to build within you. You may feel unsettled without fully understanding why. You may question yourself more, doubt your instincts, or feel a sense of unease in situations that once felt normal. This is not confusion, it is misalignment. Your spirit and your actions must move together. When they do not, peace becomes difficult to maintain. Archangel Michael is guiding you away from that conflict, toward alignment. But that alignment requires you to acknowledge what you have already been shown. It requires honesty with yourself, even if that honesty feels uncomfortable at first. There is another consequence that is often overlooked: the impact on your future decisions. If you ignore this moment, you may continue to make choices based on incomplete or inaccurate understanding. You may invest time, energy, or trust into situations that are not aligned with your highest good. And over time, those decisions can lead you further away from the path that was meant for you. But this is not your fate. It is only a possibility if awareness is ignored. You have been given an advantage, a moment of clarity before something fully unfolds. And that advantage is meant to guide you, to help you move with wisdom rather than reaction. Ignoring it would mean giving up that advantage, choosing uncertainty over clarity. Yet even in this warning, there is grace. Because the fact that you are here, listening, reflecting, and understanding, means you have already begun to respond. You have not completely ignored it. You have allowed yourself to explore its meaning, to consider its significance, and that alone shifts your path. Archangel Michael is not condemning you. He is guiding you. This is not about fear of consequences, but awareness of them, so that you can choose differently, so that you can move forward with intention rather than hesitation. You still have a choice. You can take what you have learned and allow it to shape your awareness, your decisions, and your boundaries. Or you can turn away from it and hope that things will resolve on their own. But deep within, you already know which path leads to peace. So do not silence that knowing. Do not push it aside for the sake of temporary comfort. Because what you heard was not meant to burden you. It was meant to prepare you. And preparation is a gift that protects you from confusion, a gift that guides you toward clarity, a gift that ensures you are not walking blindly into something you were never meant to experience. So choose wisely, because this moment, this realization, is not just about what you heard. It is about what you will do with it. My beloved, as you reach this moment of understanding, let your heart become still, not in fear, but in peace. Because everything that has been revealed to you was not meant to disturb your spirit. It was meant to protect it, to guide it, and to lead you into a place of deeper clarity and strength. You are not alone in what you have experienced. You were never alone in that moment when you overheard those words, and you are not alone now as you process their meaning. Archangel Michael has been with you, watching, guiding, and ensuring that what needed to reach you did not pass you by. Take a deep breath and release any tension you may be holding. There is nothing here to fear. What has been revealed is not here to harm you. It is here to free you. Free you from confusion. Free you from illusion. Free you from walking a path that was never meant for you. Everything is aligning, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. There may still be questions in your mind. You may still be trying to understand why things happened the way they did, or what exactly will come next. But you do not need all the answers right now. What you need is trust. Trust in what you felt. Trust in what you heard. And most importantly, trust in the guidance that brought you to this moment. Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are protected, even in the unknown. That protection does not always remove uncertainty, but it ensures that you are never left without direction. You are being led, step by step, into greater awareness and alignment. Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the pressure to figure it all out immediately. Some things will become clear with time, and when they do, you will understand why this moment was necessary, why you had to hear what you heard, why it came in the way that it did. You are exactly where you need to be, and there is peace in that truth. Allow yourself to rest in this knowing. Allow yourself to move forward with quiet confidence, trusting that what has been revealed is working for your good, even if it does not yet fully make sense. Because clarity is not always instant, but it is always certain when it is guided by truth. Archangel Michael stands with you now, not as a distant presence, but as a protector walking beside you. Every step you take from here is supported. Every decision you make with awareness is strengthened. You are not navigating this alone. You are being guided with intention and care. So release the weight of doubt. Release the fear of the unknown. And step forward with faith, knowing that what you overheard was not an accident. It was a divine moment placed into your life for a reason that is now unfolding. Type "I walk in truth and protection" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 1444 is now activated. And as this message settles into your spirit, understand this sacred truth. You are not just a listener. You are a vessel through which light can reach others who are still searching. The Lord declares, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days," and this is your moment to release what has been placed in your hands. If your heart is stirred right now, say within yourself, "I am answering this call to help this message reach souls who are still in darkness." When you sow through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description and QR code, you are opening rivers of truth, oil, and fire into lives that are waiting for confirmation. Do not delay this act of obedience. Move now, as this moment is divinely appointed. And as you give, may your life overflow with multiplied blessings. May doors open where there were none, and may divine protection cover you in every step you take.